in their backcourt tonight. As you see, Candace Dupree back in the rotation in the starting. Natalie Achanwa to tip for Indiana, and the rookie Wilson tips it back to Tamara Young. And career. Vivian's her first start, her first three rims out. Achanwa on the offensive glass. Each of her last two. Young leaves it for Park. Draft pick was traded for on draft night. Mitchell leaves it back for Achanwa, and she has an early four. Mitchell off that 19-point game in New York. She opens up with an early three. Is far and away the league lead. Plum steps in. Park with the offensive rebound. Back to Plum. As she struggled a bit to open up her career as Tamara Young picked the pocket of Vivian's, and Young will lay it in. Vegas back up by one. 34 consecutive games before this one. Wilson fading. A'ja Wilson has two, and an early look at the impressive Wilson from the foul line. The Aces with their largest lead is 5 as Mitchell gets inside. They'll work it around to Erica Wheeler, who just checks in, and Wheeler knocks down a three. Wheeler back to Dupree, and Candace Dupree. Indiana has the mismatch they want. Dupree right at the second-year pro, and Candace Dupree has 4. Back into A'ja Wilson, and a quick 6 points for the number 1 overall. Mitchell to Mitchell, she leans in, back to Achanwa. It's been a nice start for Natalie Achanwa. Games, finding her comfort zone in year number 4. Wilson past McCall, she got fouled. They'll count the basket, and it'll be an and one for A'ja Wilson. The free throw off the mark, and Wheeler already into action on the other end for the Fever. She bounces, great find of McCall. Aces go right back inside, and that's Kelsey Bone. This is Nard, the second-round pick to the number 1 overall pick, A'ja Wilson, who's been dominant early. Bone has good size. Indiana with McCall on her. She'll leave it for Hamby. De'Erica Hamby, nice move, sweeping to the rim. Start, but has played a majority of the first. Darts inside. Wheeler lost the handle. McCall picks it up and puts it in. Bone turns, faces, and buries it. 24 as a team in 8 games as Mitchell weaves inside. Counting the foul for Tiffany Mitchell. Still over 90% for her Fever career despite missing a few uncharacteristically at the beginning of the season. Indiana's missed 4 straight from the three-point line as they've gone cold on the offensive end as Allen dips in and scores. And Dupree with their starting 5 on the floor. Kelsey Mitchell. Here's Tiffany Mitchell around her former teammate A'ja Wilson, and Tiffany Mitchell. She's a former number 1 overall pick. Down low to De'Erica Hamby with a nice finish with the left hand. 2 scores in college basketball history going against each other. Hamby hit a shot earlier. This one a three-pointer as De'Erica Hamby now in her first career start, 0 for 4, 0 for 3 from the three-point line. A'ja Wilson gets free underneath. Wilson now has a 7-0 run. Mitchell shakes Plum and knocks down a 3. What a look from Kelsey Mitchell. Plum with 3,500 and change career college points at Washington. Mitchell with 3,400 as McBride leans in. But Vegas has committed just 1 turnover. Good find inside. There's Mitchell to Achanwa. Given up 100 points already 3 times this year as Plum darts in, hangs, and scores. And you can see the potential. McBride on the fake. McBride sweeping in, and an athletic move from Kayla McBride. And the Aces go up. Achanwa going into McBride, left it short. Achanwa with the offensive rebound over A'ja Wilson. And an Natalie Allen back for Hamby. She's had a nice first half. That one won't fall. Wilson on the putback just before half will put Vegas up. Few Aces struggling to score as Mitchell. That's a tough shot. And Kelsey Mitchell high off. WNBA player enters at age 22. Candace Dupree charging right at Park. And Dupree. Kelsey Plum. She'll knock down a 3, and an answer from the first round. Mitchell leaves it. Achanwa continues her strong shooting first half. And that is a career high. Young, the fake. Young right to the rim. A nice athletic move from Tamara Young. Wheeler, Achanwa, the fake. Natalie Achanwa has it going tonight. Indiana looking to string together now some defensive stops. McBride's been good in the third, and McBride dips in for another two. Achanwa goes back up, and Natalie Achanwa right to the rim. Natalie Achanwa that night. And we still have 13 minutes left here in this one. McBride, the rolling Hamby, and Hamby lays it in. As the mismatch, Hamby on her, over to Achanwa, the fake. Achanwa drives. Achanwa scoops it in, and that gives her a career-high 22. That's a good spot to be, but the Fever need her to be so productive. They're so reliant on their number 2 overall pick, as the number 1 pick, Wilson, couldn't hit, but the putback from Hamby is there, and the Aces. And if you take Kelsey Mitchell out of the equation, 1 of 12. There's Tiffany Mitchell driving in. Mitchell hangs deficit. Allen back to Wilson. She struggled in this corner, but knocks it down. A shake of her head. Number 2 overall pick for the Fever. Mitchell straight away. She connects. Tiffany Mitchell left alone. She'll hit a 3, and Mitchell was fouled. Wilson, who got a good look, and Asia Wilson goes glass. 22. Wheeler back to Achanwa. They continue not to guard her, and Natalie Achanwa continues to make Vegas pay. Well, they're good position. Wilson turns and scores. The Aces have had a response. McBride's done a lot of that as she leans in, and a difficult shot for Kayla. Kelsey Mitchell off the screen. Kelsey Mitchell knocks down a 3. Tiffany Mitchell around the slower Park. Nice pull up from Tiffany. Dupree this time goes around Park, met with a double team. Mitchell off to Achanwa. She can't miss. They'll go right back to Wilson. A veteran, Dupree on her. And Asia Wilson scores through strong deep. Dupree spinning on Wilson. Young back to Wilson, poked away by Wheeler. And Wheeler brings Indiana within 4. So it's a clock down to 8. Wheeler over Park, a tough look, and Erica Wheeler gets it to go. They've lost the last 3. An offensive foul. Plum shoves off Wheeler. Off the screen, bouncing for Dupree. Dupree at Wilson. Spins around, Dupree ties the game. Young got too far underneath, and there's Park there to clean up. Young into Wilson. Around and down for Asia Wilson, who's matched her career high at 20. These are learning moments for Pokey Chapman's bunch, as Wilson dips in, and Asia Wilson has a career high 29. And into overtime. Wilson fumbles it. And Wilson has 31. Allen cut off by Dupree. Wilson charging again. Asia Wilson has 33 and will go back to the line. And near the end of regulation and in overtime, the Aces have made it a priority to keep her away from getting open around the perimeter, as Kayla McBride knocks. But in danger of opening the year 0-9, Asia Wilson, that's 35. Achanwa put up her career high in points and rebounds tonight as Dupree. And Dupree on the other end has decided not to foul. Park. Close this extremely young team. 0-4 in this stretch. They'll drop to 0-9. Once again, the Fever on the cusp of their first win. It doesn't happen tonight in overtime.